The journey of designing your own destiny, it becomes essential to understand how our attempts to explain and dissect the world contribute to the illusion of complexity. Explanations, while seemingly helpful, often serve to complicate rather than clarify our understanding of life and its processes. When we try to explain the universe, we are not merely describing it, we are attempting to translate the vast, ineffable reality into terms that our minds can grasp. This translation process is inherently limiting. Words and numbers, our primary tools of explanation, are inadequate to fully capture the richness and depth of existence. They are like trying to drink the ocean with a fork. No matter how diligently we try, we can only capture a small, fragmented part of the whole. To the casual observer, a flower is a simple, beautiful creation. Its beauty lies in its wholeness, in the way it simply is. Yet, when a botanist begins to explain the flower, they break it down into its various parts, the petals, the stamen, the pistil, and so on. They describe the processes of photosynthesis and reproduction, the flow of nutrients, and the cellular structure. While this scientific explanation is fascinating and valuable, it also transforms the flower from a simple, unified entity into a collection of complex, interrelated parts. The flower, in its essence, is not complicated. It is our attempt to explain it that introduces complexity. This complexity is not confined to the natural world, it permeates every aspect of our lives. When we try to explain our emotions, our relationships, and our experiences, we often find ourselves entangled in a web of words and concepts. We label our feelings as happiness, sadness, anger, or love, and we try to understand their causes and effects. We analyze our relationships, breaking them down into interactions and dynamics. In doing so, we lose sight of the simplicity and immediacy of our lived experience. The act of explaining, while useful in certain contexts, can become a barrier to genuine understanding. When we focus too much on explanation, we are engaging the analytical mind, which thrives on separation and categorization. The analytical mind seeks to divide and conquer, to break down the whole into manageable parts. However, true understanding comes not from analysis but from direct experience, from being fully present and aware in the moment. The pursuit of explanation often leads us to believe that we can control what we understand. We think that by knowing how something works, we can manipulate it to our advantage. This belief reinforces the illusion of control that we discussed earlier. We become preoccupied with solving problems and achieving mastery over our environment, forgetting that life is not a puzzle to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. To design your own destiny, you must learn to move beyond the need for explanation. Embrace the mystery and complexity of life without trying to reduce it to simple terms. Allow yourself to experience the world directly, without the filter of words and concepts. This does not mean abandoning reason or knowledge, but rather recognizing their limits and allowing space for the unknown. By doing so, you open yourself to a deeper, more intuitive understanding of life, one that transcends the confines of the analytical mind. Life, in its essence, is a continuous play of appearances and disappearances, an eternal ebb and flow. The Hindus capture this beautifully in the concepts of Manvantara and Pralaya, the cycles of manifestation and dissolution. The universe appears, flourishes, and then withdraws, only to appear once more. This cycle is mirrored in every aspect of existence, from the changing seasons to the rhythms of our own lives. The universe hides itself in myriad forms, and then reveals itself in moments of clarity and insight. This game is not about winning or losing, but about the joy of play itself. When we understand life as this infinite game, we begin to see that our striving for control and explanation is like trying to impose rules on a dance that has none. The nature of this infinite game is that it has no end. There is no final destination, no ultimate goal, to be reached. Every moment is both an arrival and a departure, a beginning and an end. This understanding can be liberating. It frees us from the tyranny of the future and anchors us in the richness of the present moment. Consider how this perspective changes the way we approach our lives. When we see life as an infinite game, we no longer measure success by external achievements or milestones. Instead, success becomes about how fully and authentically we engage with the present moment. It is about how deeply we connect with ourselves and others, how openly we express our creativity, and how joyfully we participate in the dance of life. This shift in perspective also changes our relationship with challenges and obstacles. In the finite game, challenges are problems to be solved, hurdles to be overcome. They are seen as impediments to our progress. But in the infinite game, challenges are simply part of the dance. They are opportunities for growth and learning, invitations to deepen our understanding and expand our awareness. When we play the infinite game, we also begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. We recognize that our individual lives are not isolated stories, but threads in the vast tapestry of existence. Every action we take, every decision we make, ripples out into the universe, influencing and being influenced by everything around us. This realization fosters a sense of humility and reverence for the mystery of life. Playing the infinite game means embracing uncertainty and unpredictability. It means letting go of the need for fixed answers and definitive outcomes. Instead, we cultivate a mindset of curiosity and openness, allowing life to unfold in its own time and in its own way. This does not mean abandoning our goals or aspirations, but holding them lightly, understanding that they are part of a larger, ever-evolving journey. Designing your own destiny within this framework means aligning yourself with the natural rhythms of existence. It means recognizing that you are both a participant in and a co-creator of this infinite game. By embracing the playfulness and spontaneity of life, you unlock your true potential and step into a space of boundless creativity and freedom. In our journey of designing your own destiny, we now come to the illusion of diversification. This concept is pivotal in understanding how our perceptions shape our reality and how we can transcend the illusions that bind us. Diversification, in this context, refers to the myriad forms and phenomena we perceive in the world around us. At a glance, the universe seems endlessly diverse and multifaceted. We see trees, mountains, rivers, animals, and humans all distinct and separate entities. This perception of diversity, while compelling, is an illusion created by our minds. Consider the analogy of a movie projector. When you watch a film, you see a multitude of scenes, characters, and actions. The story unfolds with complexity and depth. However, this entire cinematic experience is merely a play of light and shadow on a screen. Beneath the layers of images and sounds, there is only one light source, one projector casting these varied forms. The universe is a projection of the one source, the ultimate reality. The diversity we perceive is the play of this singular essence, manifesting in countless forms and expressions. When we look at the world through the lens of the analytical mind, we see separation and fragmentation. We label and categorize, creating distinctions where there are none. This illusion of diversification is a result of our tendency to dissect and analyze. As we mentioned earlier, when you dissect a flower to understand its workings, you break it down into parts. You see the petals, the stamen, the pistil, each performing its function. Yet, in doing so, you lose sight of the flower's wholeness. The flower, in its entirety, is a unified expression of life. Its beauty lies not in its parts, but in its totality. In the same way, our attempts to understand the universe by breaking it down into pieces obscure its fundamental unity. We create a world of separateness, of individual entities interacting with one another. This perception fosters a sense of isolation and disconnection. We begin to see ourselves as separate from the world, from each other, and even from our true selves. What we perceive as diverse and separate is, in fact, the dynamic play of a single, indivisible reality. This is akin to the ocean manifesting as waves. Each wave appears distinct with its own shape and movement. But every wave is fundamentally an expression of the same ocean. The waves are not separate from the ocean, they are the ocean in motion. When we internalize this understanding, our perception shifts. We begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. The boundaries that seem so solid and real start to dissolve. We recognize that we are not isolated beings, but integral parts of the cosmic dance. Our lives are threads woven into the vast tapestry of existence. This is a common thread in the human experience, the belief that if we can just plan enough, work hard enough, and strive with enough determination, we can shape our future exactly as we wish. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? The idea that our destiny is something we can mold and manipulate to our liking gives us a sense of power and security. But what if this very belief is the barrier that keeps us from truly understanding our potential? Reproduction. The term reproduction is used in two principal ways. In biology, it refers to the perpetuation of our species, the process through which life continues and evolves. In art, it describes the creation of accurate copies, whether it's a painting, a photograph, or a recording. In both cases, the goal is to replicate something as perfectly as possible, to capture the essence and reality of the original. Reflect on the evolution of artistic reproduction. Hundreds of years ago, European kings would have painters create portraits of potential brides to see if the ladies met their approval. This practice fostered a tradition among artists to perfect their techniques, striving for photographic realism long before the invention of the camera. And yet, even as our methods improved from Renaissance masterpieces to modern-day holograms, we discovered that no matter how perfect these reproductions were, they remained intangible. A painting, a photograph, even a hologram, no matter how lifelike, lacks the essence of the original. It cannot be touched, smelled, or truly interacted with. It is, in essence, a beautiful illusion. So too, our attempts to control our destiny often result in hollow achievements devoid of true fulfillment. We may set goals, plan meticulously, and work tirelessly, but in the end, these efforts can lead to an existence that feels empty and disconnected from our true selves. The secret lies not in controlling every aspect of our future, but in understanding and embracing the flow of life. The illusion of control can be a prison. When we are fixated on controlling every detail of our lives, we close ourselves off to the serendipity and spontaneity that make life rich and meaningful. We become rigid, unable to adapt to the changes and challenges that are an inevitable part of the human experience. Our focus on control creates a narrow path, often leading to frustration and disappointment when things do not go as planned. This is not just a fanciful thought, but a profound reflection on the nature of perception and existence. Every organism, from the tiniest bacterium to the grandest human being, experiences life from its own unique perspective. Each feels as though it is at the heart of everything, the central point around which the world revolves. When you look out from your own eyes, you perceive yourself to be at the center of your world. You look to the left, to the right, up, down, and all around, and it seems as though everything is arranged around you. This is your reality, your point of reference. Now, extend this idea to every other being. Consider a plant, a worm, a virus, a bacterium, a fruit fly, a rabbit. Each of these creatures in its own way experiences life from its own perspective, feeling as though it too is the center of its universe. This idea challenges our conventional view of hierarchy and importance. We often place humans at the top of a pyramid of life, considering ourselves the pinnacle of evolution, the most significant beings in existence. But what if every creature, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, holds a similar view of itself? What if the perception of being at the center is a universal experience shared by all forms of life? Imagine the world from the perspective of a fruit fly. To us, it is a tiny, almost inconsequential insect. But to the fruit fly, its existence is as meaningful and central as ours is to us. It navigates its world with purpose and intent, interacting with its environment and fellow fruit flies in ways that are vital to its survival and reproduction. It does not see itself as less important or less central than a human being. This perspective invites us to reconsider our place in the grand scheme of things. It encourages humility and a sense of connection with all life. We are not isolated entities standing above the rest of the natural world. We are part of a vast, interconnected web of life, each of us perceiving ourselves as central, each of us playing a unique and crucial role in the tapestry of existence. This idea highlights the relativity of experience. What we see and feel is shaped by our perspective, and this perspective is limited by our senses and cognitive capacities. Just as we cannot truly grasp the world of a fruit fly, other beings cannot fully comprehend our human experience. Yet, despite these differences, the core experience of being at the center is something we all share. Consider the origins of stars and planets. Imagine a star, a magnificent celestial being, reaching the end of its life cycle. When a star explodes, it scatters its essence across the vast expanse of space, sending forth an array of cosmic debris, some of which coalesces into new forms. These remnants, these particles of stellar dust, begin to gather, to congeal, to spin in the vast vacuum, eventually forming planets. Among these planets, one might harbor the conditions for what we call intelligent life. Imagine that our Earth is just such a planet, born from the remnants of an ancient star, spinning around a new sun. Over eons, life emerges from the primordial ooze, evolving through countless iterations and adaptations. Eventually, intelligent beings arise, beings capable of reflection, capable of pondering their own origins and destinies. We, as part of this intelligent life, find ourselves pondering the mysteries of the universe, asking profound questions about the nature of existence and our place within it. Let's entertain a thought: what if planets in their life cycles are nascent stars? What if the intelligent life that arises on these planets, through its activities and eventual culmination, contributes to the birth of new stars? This idea may seem fantastical, but it invites us to think about the universe in a cyclical rather than linear way. Imagine that the activities of intelligent life on a planet, with all its complexities and innovations, ultimately lead to a critical point. This critical point could be seen as a form of cosmic maturity, where the accumulated energy and knowledge of intelligent beings reach a threshold, initiating a transformation. In this view, a planet could be seen as a star in the making, evolving through a process that includes the emergence of life and consciousness. When we look at the life cycle of stars and planets in this way, it challenges our conventional understanding of progress and purpose. We often think of life as a journey toward greater complexity and higher states of being, but this cosmic perspective suggests a more cyclical process. The birth of a planet, the emergence of life, the evolution of intelligence, and the eventual transformation back into a star, all these stages are interconnected, parts of a grand cosmic dance. This cyclical view of the universe also has profound implications for how we live our lives. If we see ourselves as part of an ongoing cycle of creation and transformation, it encourages us to think about our actions and their impact on the broader cosmos. It suggests that our lives are not isolated incidents, but integral parts of a larger story, a story that is continuously unfolding. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe in the solidity and permanence of our individual selves. We grow up identifying with our names, our bodies, our thoughts, and our emotions. This sense of self is reinforced by societal norms, cultural beliefs, and our own personal experiences. We perceive ourselves as separate, distinct entities navigating through life, striving for success, love, and happiness. But what if this perception of self is just that, an illusion? What if our sense of individuality is a construct of the mind, a narrative that weaves together our experiences into a cohesive story? This idea challenges the very foundation of how we perceive ourselves and our place in the world. From a distance, a wave appears separate and distinct, rising and falling on the surface of the water. It has a beginning, a peak, and an end. It seems to exist as a separate entity, distinct from the ocean itself. Yet, upon closer inspection, we realize that the wave is not separate from the ocean, but is in fact a temporary expression of its continuous movement and energy. Our individual selves can be seen as temporary expressions of a larger, interconnected reality. We are like waves in the ocean of existence, arising and subsiding within the vastness of consciousness. Our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are like the movements of waves on the surface of the ocean, transient and ever-changing, yet fundamentally connected to the greater whole. Destiny is often misunderstood as a predetermined path, a fixed sequence of events beyond our control. Challenges this notion, suggesting that destiny is not something to be found, but something to be created. In the tapestry of existence, TOC, destiny is a canvas upon which we paint our lives. It's not a roadmap laid out in advance, but a dynamic interplay of choices, intentions, and responses to the world around us. Just as an artist approaches a blank canvas with creativity and imagination, so too can we approach our lives with a sense of creative empowerment. The idea that each of us possesses an innate creative power. This power isn't just about making decisions, it's about actively participating in the ongoing creation of our reality. Every thought we think, every action we take, contributes to the unfolding narrative of our lives. Imagine life as a symphony where you are both the composer and the conductor. Each note played, each pause embraced, shapes the melody of your journey. Watts challenges us to embrace this role, not as a burden of responsibility, but as a profound opportunity for self-expression and growth. To design your own destiny is to recognize the fluidity of existence. It's to transcend the passive role of fate and step into the active role of creator. This shift in perspective liberates us from the confines of limitation and empowers us to explore the vast landscapes of possibility that await. To understand that destiny isn't about reaching a predetermined destination, but about embracing the journey itself. It's about navigating the ebb and flow of life with grace and intention, knowing that each moment offers a new opportunity to shape our reality. Join me as we unravel the mysteries of designing your own destiny through the timeless wisdom. Together, how we can awaken our creative potential, forge our paths with purpose, and cultivate a life that resonates with authenticity and fulfillment. The illusion of separation between ourselves and the universe. He suggests that just as a wave is not separate from the ocean, we are not separate from the cosmos. This interconnectedness forms the canvas upon which we paint our lives. Consider for a moment the wave. It rises, crests, and falls, yet it is never truly apart from the ocean. It moves and dances with the rhythm of the sea, a part of the whole yet distinctly recognizable. In much the same way our lives unfold within the vast expanse of the universe. We are individual expressions of a collective reality, intimately connected to everything around us. This sense of separation, the idea that we are isolated beings navigating a world of others, is a powerful illusion. It shapes our perceptions, our interactions, and our sense of self. To dissolve this illusion and recognize the profound interconnectedness that defines our existence. When we see ourselves as separate, we create barriers between self and other. These barriers foster a sense of alienation, a feeling that we are solitary entities in a vast, indifferent universe. But these barriers are mere constructs of the mind. In reality, there is no true separation, there is only unity. This realization transforms our understanding of life. It allows us to see that every interaction, every relationship, and every experience is a dance of interconnected energies. Just as the wave is an expression of the ocean, we are expressions of the cosmos. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions ripple out into the world, influencing the collective experience. To embrace this interconnectedness, to see ourselves not as isolated beings, but as integral parts of a greater whole. This shift in perspective has profound implications for how we live our lives. It fosters compassion, empathy, and a deep sense of belonging. When we recognize our unity with the universe, we begin to understand that our destinies are intertwined. Our individual paths are part of a larger, collective journey. This awareness empowers us to live with greater intention and purpose, knowing that our actions have far-reaching effects. In designing your own destiny, it is crucial to move beyond the illusion of separation. Embrace the truth that you are a vital thread in the intricate tapestry of existence. Your life is not a solitary endeavor, but a collaborative creation with the universe itself. The art of creating a life of purpose, harmony, and interconnectedness. Together, we can transcend the illusion of separation and awaken to the reality of our oneness with all that is. Breathing is an essential act of life, an automatic function that sustains our very existence. The simple act of breathing is a profound metaphor for understanding the dance between the voluntary and involuntary aspects of our lives. Take a moment to focus on your breath. Notice how it flows in and out without conscious effort. This natural rhythm, this seamless integration of effort and surrender, encapsulates a deeper truth about life itself. When you become aware of your breath, you realize that you can control it. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly yet. When you release this control, it continues effortlessly. In this interplay between control and surrender, Watts invites us to see a reflection of our broader existence. We often strive to control our lives, to manage every detail and outcome. Yet there are countless processes like the beating of our hearts, the growth of our hair that unfold without our direct intervention. They happen as part of the grand orchestration of life. To embrace the harmony between doing and being. Just as breathing oscillates between the voluntary and the involuntary, so too can we navigate our lives by balancing action with acceptance, effort with ease. This balance is not about relinquishing responsibility, but about recognizing the fluidity of existence and our role within it. You can swim against the current, exhausting yourself in the struggle, or you can flow with the river, allowing its natural course to guide you. This doesn't mean passivity, it means aligning your actions with the flow of life, understanding when to exert effort and when to let go. In designing your own destiny, consider the wisdom of your breath. It teaches you to trust in the natural rhythms of life, to find balance in the dance between control and surrender. When you breathe deeply and consciously, you connect with the present moment, grounding yourself in the here and now. This presence is the foundation upon which you build your destiny. Life is a continuous interplay of choices and experiences, much like the breath. Each inhale brings new possibilities. Each exhale releases what no longer serves. By embracing this rhythm, you create a space for intuition, spontaneity, and creativity to flourish. Breathing also symbolizes the interconnectedness of all life. The air you inhale has been shared by countless beings throughout time. This shared breath unites us, transcending the illusion of separation and reinforcing the truth of our interconnectedness. Embrace the balance of effort and ease, the unity of self and other, and the presence of the here and now. Let the natural rhythm of your breath guide you in creating a life that is both intentional and harmonious. The concept of opposites plays a pivotal role in understanding the nature of existence. He invites us to embrace the dance between polarities, light and dark, joy and sorrow. Effort and ease is essential to designing our own destinies. Consider the dance of light and dark. In the cycle of day and night, each complements the other, creating a rhythm that sustains life on earth. Similarly, our lives unfold through a tapestry of experiences, where joy and sorrow intertwine to weave the fabric of our stories. To transcend the notion of duality as mere conflict or opposition. Instead, he sees it as a dynamic interplay where each polarity enriches the other. Just as a magnet has both north and south poles, each necessary for its magnetic field, so too do opposites coexist to form a unified whole. In designing your own destiny, embrace the full spectrum of human experience. Celebrate moments of triumph and growth and honor moments of vulnerability and introspection. Each holds valuable lessons and opportunities for personal evolution. Encourage us to move beyond the tendency to label experiences as good or bad. Instead, see them as integral parts of a larger journey. The challenges you face offer opportunities for growth and transformation, while moments of joy and success fuel your passion and creativity. Life's opposites also remind us of the interconnectedness of all things. Just as day gives way to night and back again, so too do our actions and intentions ripple out into the world, affecting the lives of others and shaping the collective consciousness. Embrace the ebb and flow of life's rhythms, knowing that each experience contributes to the richness of your journey. By cultivating equanimity and resilience, you empower yourself to navigate challenges with grace and to savor moments of joy with gratitude. The illusion of control. We live in a society that instills in us from a young age the belief that by following a prescribed path through education, career, and family, we can secure a predictable and desirable future. But as we navigate these structured avenues, it becomes crucial to question whether we truly possess the reins of our destiny, or if we are merely following scripts written by external expectations. From early childhood, our lives are meticulously planned. We are told to work hard in school, excel in academics, and secure a good job. This blueprint is ingrained in us as the key to success and happiness. In adhering to this preordained script, do we lose sight of the deeper essence of life? Are we merely going through the motions, believing we are in control, while in reality, we are swept along by the currents of societal norms and expectations? Consider the role of the father in a typical family as depicted in the narrative shared earlier. The father is often seen as the provider, the one who ventures out into the world to earn a living. He goes to a place called the office or the factory, which remains a mysterious and detached realm for the rest of the family. He returns home with something called money, a commodity the family desires without necessarily understanding or valuing the process by which it is obtained. This dynamic creates a disconnect, a chasm between the father's work life and his home life, reducing his role within the family to that of a clown, a figure who must entertain and support without being genuinely integrated into the family's day-to-day experiences. But why is the father perceived this way? Why does society paint him as a clown at home, while the mother handles the real problems? The answer lies in the illusion of control. The father's role as a breadwinner, dictated by societal expectations, isolates him from the family's intimate fabric. He becomes an outsider in his own home, a figure whose primary function is to provide financially while being emotionally and relationally distant. This separation underscores a fundamental illusion that by merely fulfilling societal roles, we are crafting our destinies. But is this truly designing our own path, or are we in fact puppets of an invisible script written by cultural norms and economic imperatives? In our exploration of designing our own destiny, it is essential to confront the concept of control and its limitations. We often cling to the illusion of control as a means to navigate the uncertainties of life. Yet, in doing so, we overlook the profound wisdom inherent in embracing the flow of life. Life is a river, a continuous, ever-changing flow of experiences, opportunities, and challenges. The river of life meanders through valleys of joy and mountains of adversity, carrying us along its currents. When we resist this flow, when we cling to rigid expectations and desires, we create unnecessary suffering for ourselves. We become like rocks in the river, resisting the natural course of life and causing turbulence in our own journey. To design our own destiny is not to impose rigid structures or to control outcomes, but to flow harmoniously with the rhythms of existence. It requires a willingness to surrender to the unknown, to trust in the intelligence of life itself. When we release the need to control every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves to a deeper wisdom, a wisdom that transcends our limited understanding and reveals the interconnectedness of all things. To cultivate a state of radical acceptance, a profound acceptance of ourselves and our circumstances as they are, without judgment or resistance. This does not imply passivity or resignation, but rather an active engagement with life from a place of inner peace and equanimity. It involves embracing both the light and shadow aspects of our existence, recognizing that each holds valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. One powerful practice to cultivate this state of acceptance is mindfulness meditation. Through mindfulness, the capacity to observe our thoughts and emotions with clarity and compassion, we learn to let go of attachments to outcomes and to anchor ourselves in the present moment. In this way, mindfulness becomes a gateway to inner freedom, a freedom that arises from releasing the grip of the ego and surrendering to the natural flow of life. Another key aspect of embracing the flow of life is developing resilience in the face of adversity. Life inevitably brings challenges and obstacles along our path. How we respond to these challenges determines our capacity to grow and evolve. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about embracing them as opportunities for transformation. It requires courage, perseverance, and a willingness to learn from adversity. The importance of approaching life with a playful and adventurous spirit. Playfulness allows us to engage with life's challenges with curiosity and creativity. It invites us to explore new possibilities and to experiment with different ways of being. When we approach life with a sense of play, we cultivate spontaneity and joy, freeing ourselves from the constraints of rigid expectations and allowing our true essence to shine. Ultimately, designing our own destiny is about aligning ourselves with the natural rhythms of existence. It is about embracing the flow of life with openness and trust, knowing that each moment holds the potential for growth, discovery, and profound transformation. We continue on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. May we remember the wisdom of Alan Watts and the invitation to live authentically and fully in each moment. In our journey to design our own destiny beckons us to explore the profound interconnectedness of all existence. This interconnectedness is not merely a philosophical concept, but a fundamental truth that underlies the fabric of reality itself. To design our destiny authentically, we must awaken to this interconnected web that binds us all. The intricate dance of life, the dance where every movement, every action, and every thought reverberates through the cosmos. Just as a single ripple on the surface of a pond expands outward, affecting the entire body of water, so too do our thoughts, emotions, and choices ripple through the interconnected web of existence. Central to understanding interconnectedness is recognizing the illusion of separation. We often perceive ourselves as isolated individuals, distinct and separate from the world around us. This perception is a misconception born out of our limited perspective. In truth, we are intimately interconnected with all beings and phenomena in the universe. To illustrate this interconnectedness, the analogy of Indra's net, a metaphor from ancient Buddhist philosophy. Indra's net depicts a vast, infinite net that stretches across the cosmos. At each intersection of the net's threads lies a reflective jewel, each jewel reflecting the light of every other jewel. In this intricate web, every jewel represents a unique being or phenomenon, and the reflections symbolize the interconnected relationships between them. When we awaken to the reality of Indra's net, we realize that our actions have far-reaching consequences. Every thought we think, every word we speak, and every action we take contributes to the collective tapestry of existence. We are not separate islands, but interconnected threads in the cosmic fabric, each playing a vital role in the unfolding of the universe. Designing our own destiny then becomes a conscious act of co-creation with the universe. It involves recognizing our interconnectedness and aligning our intentions with the greater good of all beings. When we design our destiny from this perspective, we cultivate a deep sense of responsibility and compassion for the well-being of others. Embracing interconnectedness fosters a sense of humility and reverence for the mysteries of life. We come to appreciate the interconnected web of existence not as something to be controlled or manipulated, but as a sacred tapestry to be honored and respected. This perspective invites us to approach life with a sense of awe and wonder, marveling at the beauty and complexity of the universe. Practicing mindfulness and compassion is essential in deepening our understanding of interconnectedness. Mindfulness allows us to cultivate present moment awareness, where we can observe the interplay of interconnected phenomena without judgment or attachment. Compassion, on the other hand, arises from recognizing the inherent dignity and interconnectedness of all beings, inspiring us to act with kindness and empathy. Embracing the flow of change begins with cultivating a mindset of openness and adaptability. When we resist change, clinging to familiar patterns and outcomes, we create unnecessary suffering and stagnation. Instead, by embracing change with courage and resilience, we harness its transformative power to propel us forward on our journey of self-discovery and growth. Like a river flowing downstream, life carries us through various landscapes and experiences, each bend and rapid offering new opportunities for exploration and evolution. When we surrender to the current of change, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of life, trusting in the unfolding of our destiny with grace and acceptance. Embracing change invites us to release attachments to fixed identities and outcomes. As we evolve and grow, our understanding of ourselves and the world around us naturally shifts. By letting go of rigid expectations and embracing the unknown, we invite new possibilities and insights to emerge, enriching our experience of life.